So, I have been asked how to do a birth chart or how I do birth charts and how I can read a birth chart. So, I am here to teach you. So, I'm going to share my screen and show you one basic thing on how I get an idea of the type of person that I'm talking to or the type of person that I'm sitting with, right? So, here we go. So, we're going to go to my test chart, right? And this is just a random test chart. I just plugged in a bunch of numbers and I even named it just test chart. So this is not a real person. So everybody who, I do their birth chart, this is not yours. So the first thing I want to teach you about a birth chart that I learned was that it's broken up like a pizza, right? And the main part or main chunks of the pizza is top to bottom, which is the midheaven, top to bottom, the MC and the IC, and then it's from side to side, which is the rising and descending signs, right? So the top midheaven is Gemini, the bottom is Sagittarius, right? Depending on how you see it, and Virgo to Pisces, right? So for me, I look at where the planets, these planets here, I look at where these planets are placed, right? And I count the number of planets that are on the top and the number of planets that are on the bottom, right? Then I also pay attention to the number of planets that are to the right opposed to the number of planets that are to the left. Okay. So the reason why I go from Gemini to Sagittarius straight down and I look, most of this person's stuff is on the right. We're not talking about the lines. Don't worry about the lines right now. We're just looking at the planets. Now, you look at the planets and you're like, okay, they're mostly on the right side. I have most of my planets on the right side. What I have seen, and I'm still testing a theory, but what I have seen, the majority of people who have their planets on the right side tend to collaborate more in groups. They tend to be more collaborative. They're more, you'll find them in with a group trying to get something done or trying to make a project happen, stuff like that. So that's that side. Now you see this side, if they had more of their planets on this side, what that would mean to me is they're more of a loner. They don't really, not saying that they can't collaborate in groups, they just really choose not to. They rather do things on their own and figure stuff out on their own. This is not an absolute science. I'm still like learning and testing theories and stuff like that. But the people thus far that I've noticed, yeah. So my oldest, Matthew, he has most of his planets to the left. And he is more of a, I can do it myself. I'm going to figure it out. I'll reinvent this wheel. I don't need to collaborate with anyone, really. And I'm more on this side, which is to the right side. And I am more like, hey, let's work together to like come up with something really cool. And we're both Scorpios, which is very funny. Now, from the midline, which is the ascendant to the descendant, right? Or the rising to the descendant, it is the above. If the more planets you have above, from what I've seen, you're more outgoing and more of an extrovert, right? You're more, but remember, it also depends on what planets are placed there. So, like I said, it's not an exact science and it's not the same for everyone. But from what I've seen thus far, people have more planets up here. They're more extroverted. They talk more, they're like a butterfly. They're sprinkling fairy dust. As you know, I have most of my planets on the top. I have most of my planets on the top to the right. So I am a collaborative butterfly, I guess is what I call myself. Now, this person that we made up, we they have more planets on the bottom, see, from here to here, that means they're more introspective. They don't really outward show like maybe emotion, affection, that, and neither is better or worse than the other. It's just what it is. This is just your blueprint. This is what you came with. You can do different things to be like, okay, yeah, most of my planets are down here. Now I need to make a conscious effort to go out and to be more of a social butterfly. But don't change yourself either for the birth chart or not for the birth chart. Does that make sense? Be who you're comfortable being in your skin. This is just a blueprint. So it's like you'll be like this person has, we'll do one, they have their Chiron in the 8th house, right? 8th house is ruled by Scorpio, which is death and rebirth. So since they have that in their 8th house, it's a wound. So they have probably struggled with, if they were a real person, they would struggle with changing their life to where they want it, stuff like that. So that is for another day. I just want to give you the most simplest basic thing, and that's it. Like I said, if you have most of your planets to the right side, you're more of a collaborative person. You like to collaborate in groups and organizations. If you have most of your planets to the left, you kind of like doing things on your own and not really collaborating with groups too much. Or if you do collaborate with a group, it's probably just a few people. Now, if you have most of your planets on the bottom, you're more of an introvert. You're more introverted and all that other stuff. You're not really as, expressive and stuff. You're a deep thinker. People on the upside, where they have more of their planets on the top, they're more outgoing. Not outgoing as, oh, they're more friendly. No, I really don't have issues talking to people. I don't have issues talking to people. I don't have issues collaborating with people. It's just something that comes, like, this is your default, and you can tweak it at any point that you want to tweak it. All right, I know this helped. Thanks for watching. Let's see what we do next. Stay up, stay blessed, deuces, and I'm out.